I'm kind of experimenting with my camera in a new spot. Hi, everybody. It's Shelly. So today I was just going to talk about why the law of attraction works. Like, how does it work? Why does it happen? Why does it always happen? So this is my take on why the law of attraction works all the time, whether it's negative or positive or whatever. I mean, I guess, love and hate, negative, positive, whatever. So we are all connected. All of our subconscious minds are connected to source energy, which it could be God, could be Allah, could be Jehovah, could be Buddha, so many things. However you believe is great and fine, but we are all connected with that. So like with all the political stuff that's going on, if you love Trump, if you hate Trump, if you love Bernie, if you hate Bernie, you're still connected to that person. You are connected to everyone, good and bad, and we are all here to expand and learn and bump around with each other and have experiences that are good and bad and indifferent. And the real key to all of this is how we perceive our current reality. And so that blueprint, or I like to refer to it like as your hard drive. I'm gonna say software, which software too, because you can change it. But it's what makes you make the decisions that you make, what makes you feel the way you feel, and it all comes from your childhood. And they say it's the first 7 years of life. So basically, you're living in this unconscious reality for the first like 5 to 7 years of your life. So that's why when you think back to like, oh, when I was 3, I don't remember anything, or I don't remember anything when I was a baby, but there's certain things that you remember. Like there's little flashes. Like for me, I was probably around 2, and I can remember sitting on Charlie the Mule at Shriners Hospital because we were there visiting my brother, and the Oakland A's had their mascot there, and his name was Charlie, and he was this huge white mule. And I remember that because I'm a horse person, and that was my first experience of being on a horse, even though he was a mule. And if you don't know what mules are, they are a cross between female horse and a male donkey, and they're called mules, and they're super smart. And if you're good with mules, they are good with you. But if you're horrible with mules, they are horrible with you. They don't forget people. They don't forget situations. If they get spooked by something or have some traumatic experience. Anyways, I could go on forever with the whole horse and mule thing. So I remember that. I remember looking down at everybody's head. I remember hanging on to his mane, because that was a significant experience in that time. So I remember it consciously. But all the other experiences that happen in those times are teaching you how to survive. So if you're in a really good family and you're being told I love you all the time, and you're supported, when you get hurt, you get taken care of, and you get fed right, and you get to have fun experiences, you go into life and you know that that you're going to have good food, that people are going to love you, that you're going to have amazing experiences. But then there's other times, because us as parents, we don't do it perfectly. There's other times where you might have got a spanking and you had no idea why. And so that makes you feel like you aren't doing anything right, and, that you should get punished for no reason. So you take that into your adult life, and you keep putting yourself in these situations where you feel inadequate and punished and that you're not good enough. And so those are the programs that come with you. So those are the law of attraction things that you keep with you until you change that programming. So it's simple as that. Like if you are, we'll just use money as usual because it's a big thing in our society. If you are feeling like you don't have enough money, or every time you get money it disappears, you were raised with that. You had some significant, either one big catastrophic thing happened or it happened over time to program you, but something happened in your programming to make you think that every time you get money it disappears. And so the only way to change that is through hypnosis, through repetitive thinking, feeling, and acting, through visualizations, through affirmations. So basically what you're doing is you're reprogramming that hard drive or that software, however you want to look at it. And when you start doing that, you start seeing and feeling and thinking and acting on new experiences. So you might start saying, I, Shelly, am so happy and grateful now that when I get money, it's spent on wonderful things and I can save money and I'm so good with money and I love money and money flows through my life. Every time it goes out, it comes back in tenfold. When you start doing that and then you start proving that to yourself. So say you give the coffee shop gal a $2 tip and then later you earned an extra $20 for something and you're like, wow, that came back tenfold. That's proof. So then in your head that goes into your programming. So this works good and bad. Like, I'm just going to give an example. I have cured myself of it. I didn't do it. A friend of mine did it. She does EFT, which is emotional freedom technique. Back in the early 90s, where I lived in Klamath Falls, Oregon, we had a major earthquake. It was a major earthquake, and that area is not really known for their earthquakes. So it was traumatic for me. I hit the front door because that's what I thought I should do. I don't know what the correct procedure really is, but my mom and I stood in the door jamb of the front door with the door wide open. Sorry, I still have a cough. And we kind of lived out of town, and over the hill, I couldn't see town, but over the hill, I could just see all these major flashes of light. And I thought things were exploding. Like it looked like a war zone. And I remember looking at my mom and saying, I think a lot of people just died. And I was just freaked out. I was I think I was like 22. I was freaked out. So then probably like that was just so traumatic. I was 22 years old. I slept with my mom that night. I was just like totally freaked out. And then my dog, every time we were getting an aftershock, she would run over the door and start growling at the door. And then we'd be like, oh crap, here comes another one. So after that, it had been years later. Marley was like 2 weeks old and we lived in a manufactured home and they're not very sturdy. So we had a little, I think it was like a 4.5, which isn't a huge earthquake. I mean, you can feel it if you're sitting still, but if you're like out walking, you're probably not even going to feel it. Well, I was home alone. The whole house shook. I went into such a panic. I was a new mom of a 2-week-old, and I almost left the house without him. I almost walked out, I ran out. And then I was like, I started to run out, and then I realized, oh my God, I got to get my baby. And that freaked me out. Like, that's just total panic, phobic, crazy. And it was that programming from before, because I had it in my head that people died and it was super scary. The truth was 2 people died in that earthquake. Excuse me. An elderly woman had a heart attack and a rock fell onto a roadway, onto a highway, and smashed a car and killed a person. Those are the 2 people that died. All those flashes of light I saw were transformers blowing. They were not explosions. I mean, I guess they were, but they weren't explosions that were killing people. So that went into my programming. So how did I get that out? I did the emotional freedom technique, which is, it's this series of tapping on these different acupressure points. And in that process of saying certain things and affirming that nobody died and affirming that earthquakes are not that scary, which they can be. I'm not downplaying earthquakes, but I had a phobic reaction to them and it wasn't okay. And she was like, well, how do you think you feel now? And I said, honestly, until I'm in another earthquake, I won't know. And so probably about 6 months later, I'm sitting still at my computer like I am right now in my home. And my daughter's sitting on the couch across the living room from me. And we heard it shake. It shook the back door and it shook all through the house. And then it shook the front door. And I was just like, was that an earthquake? And I had that initial, like scared feeling that you get like in your chest or your belly. But then I was just kind of like, okay. And then I found myself like an hour and a half later at the grocery store. Like that would have never happened. I would have had to have somebody with me. I would have been scared to death. I would have been like, where can we go that will be safe from this? So that deprogramming, that new programming worked. And so that is because she tapped into my subconscious and let my subconscious know in that session that even though earthquakes are something to be concerned about, a whole bunch of people didn't die. Those weren't explosions. It wasn't this catastrophic thing that I had programmed into my head that evening when we had that big earthquake. And so that's what happens. You have these traumatic incidents, or you have these over time, like listening to your parents talk about money, or watching your parents fight, or getting abused by another sibling, or getting abused by a family friend, as a child or something. Like then you go into life and go, oh, there's just no good men out there. They're all jerks. Or you just can't count on women because your mom was always running off or something. Like, and then you get that in your head, and then you go into life and you're like, why can't I find a good relationship? Or why can't I do finances good? Like I try so hard and I always get sabotaged. Well, it's because in the reality of it, your programming is there and you're reaffirming that program. Every time you get money, and then, like I talked about on yesterday's video, the dog needs to go to the vet, and that's $500, which if you've been to the vet lately, that really is a reality. Then you're like, oh, yep, sure enough, reaffirming, feeling frustrated, acting, knowing that next time I get money, it's just going to be gone again. Well, to reprogram that, you have to look at people and situations where they are good with money and they can save money and they spend their money on amazing things. And then you watch them when their dog needs to go to the vet and they are okay with it. Like my dog has been to the vet twice in the last 6 months. The first time it was $600. The last time it was like $160. I mean, yeah, I'm just like, well, that sucks, but I'm so happy that we had the money to do that. Like, it wasn't like this big struggle, like, where are we going to get that money, or we're not going to be able to pay any bills because I have a new relationship with money, and it's there. It's there when I need it. It's there for emergencies. It's there for vacations. It's there for a gallon of milk. It's there for new tires. So that's my new belief. And I've programmed that into myself, and I've used some techniques. I keep cash in my wallet all the time. Just as a matter of principle, I always know I have cash in my wallet. I say yes to money. I'm a reseller of mostly clothing on eBay and Poshmark and a couple other platforms. When people give me offers, unless they're just total lowball, I take them because I only spent $2 on that jacket. If they want to pay me $20 instead of $35, I'm going to take it because I'm making a huge profit on that. And I say yes to money. And because of that, just opportunities keep coming in. So you just have to start slow. Like, I'm going to have enough money, extra money today for a cup of coffee at Starbucks or Dutch Brothers or whatever. I'm going to have enough money to get my hair cut this month. I'm going to have enough money and then you just work up to it. And pretty soon, you have $200 in your wallet and you have $20,000 in your bank account. And you're just like, oh, the dog needs to go to the vet. No problem. Oh, the I need to pay a copay because, I had to go to the doctor or whatever. It's not a problem. Oh, I need to go grocery shopping. It's no issue at all. That money is there and it's easy and it's good and you're grateful for it and you're not worried about it. You're excited about it. And so that's how it works. It works because your unconscious mind is connected with everyone else's unconscious mind, all the energy in the universe. So whatever you're putting out there, you get back. So if you're putting out there, I'm stressed out, I'm freaked out, there's never enough, everybody else is rich and they're such jerks and they just take everybody's money and I don't get any money and why is nobody taking care of me? That goes out to everyone. Everyone you get in contact with will affirm that. You'll meet rich people that are jerks. You'll struggle financially. You'll have to take the dog to the vet and spend your last $200 in your savings account. Like, that's how it'll be. Or the other part of that is everything is easy. Everything is fun. I'm looking so forward to every day. And then that goes out to everybody. So you attract these amazing people, you attract amazing opportunities, you attract money. And the money comes from the most unexpected sources. The opportunities come from the most unexpected sources. You might go to a barbecue of a friend's house that you've been to a million times and you meet somebody new there and they're like, oh, well, I work for this company and we're looking for you. And then all of a sudden you have this brand new job opportunity. Maybe you move to a different community that serves you better or whatever. It just happens and it is like magic. But the magic starts with you reprogramming your mind. And that comes with thoughts, feelings, and actions. And you have to start with your thoughts. You have to start thinking better. And then you have to really put the feeling into that. So you have to get grateful for things. You have to visualize things. When you're doing a visualization about your new house or your new job, you have to visualize what it's like to walk through that office or walk through that living room. And what does it smell like? And what does the counter feel like? And what's the sunlight coming into the room? And how are those coworkers of yours? Are they just nice and pleasant and wonderful? And you feel so fulfilled and you're making tons of money and your boss is great and your commute is amazing. Like all of that. And you start feeling that and you close your eyes and you feel it in your body. Like you get chills, you tear up because you're just so excited about what's to come. And then you go out into the world and you bring that excitement and that positivity into your daily life every day, right now. Like, what are you doing right now? Is it good? Are you excited about it? If not, start finding things to get excited about. Get excited about what you're eating for lunch. Get excited about meeting your mom for, a manicure next Tuesday. Get excited. And when you start doing that and you start choosing to be happy right now, things will just start to fall into place. It's just amazing. So you can use the law of attraction and your unconscious connection with the universe and everybody and everything and all the energy in it. You can use that for good or you can use that for bad. And it depends on if you're willing to make the choice and take responsibility for your life and move forward and be more positive and be more happy and get what you want. It's amazing when you do it. Okay, I feel like I'm just looking down at the camera. I had it up above and then I'm in my office and it's kind of a mess. So I just wanted to point towards this wall. And so, yeah, now I'm looking down at the camera. Okay, I'm going to go. You guys all have a great day. I think I might start doing some giveaways. I have some great books. I could do a law of attraction coaching session, like give away an hour coaching session for like sharing my videos or subscribing or something like that. Like I want to get more views. If you see this and you like it, please share it. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I'm on. And I am going to get healthy. That's my goal right now. Is this cold is like I keep reaffirming this cold is lasting forever. No, this cold is I'm getting healthier and healthier. This cold is going away. I feel good. I'm breathing better, I'm feeling better, I'm sleeping better, all of that. So that's what I'm talking about. Those are the things. I can sit here and bitch about this cold and, tell you how long it's gone on, or I can say I'm just getting healthier and healthier every day. I'm eating healthy food, I'm taking vitamin C, I'm taking my supplements, and that's what I'm going to focus on. So it's things like that. What are you bitching about? Turn it around. Okay, I got to go. Have a great day. Bye.